Allow me to enlighten you. Welcome back to the TXDP Kane's Wrath demonstration videos with me, TX, the wildlife documentary host of the Command & Conquer world. And now that he has charmed her with his rifle squad pod, the male Marv will approach the female from behind and begin the mating process. Hey, don't change your channel, this is a very important demonstration video for the Marked of Kane.
Well, are we there yet? No! Are we there yet? Yes. Really? No!
The next stage is to take your mutant baby out of the oven. Hopefully it should be dead by now.
You still love me? Don't you, Marv?
Emitter's charged.
Emitter's charged? That's all you ever say! Okay, that'll do. Let's get down to business. This is the Marked of Kane. The Marked of Kane is the last of the nod factions in Kane's Wrath, and with these guys, it's all about the cyborgs. I don't want to give away too much about the single-player campaign, but there is a lot of juicy backstory behind the cyborg units in the Marked of Kane sub-faction. I know that there's someone else who likes juicy backstory too, and he's getting a little bit overexcited about it. There is one thing I will say, though, that should keep you excited if you haven't already bought the game and played the single-player campaign. Cough! Secret cyborg army hidden under the ground since before the start of the Second Tiberian War. Cough! Sorry, got a bit of a cough. That's probably more than I should have told you, but if you would like to find out more, pay attention to the live-action movies of Kane and keep an eye on your Intel database when you're playing the second-to-last and last missions of the Kane's Wrath single-player campaign. Okay, that's enough waffling. Here's the Marked of Kane. There are 3 new units in this sub-faction: the Awakened, the Tiberium Trooper, and the Enlightened. The Awakened units are your basic infantry unit, but with a twist. The Awakened are cyborgs with guns instead of hands, and they're armed with an EMP weapon that disables enemy vehicles for a short time. The Tiberium Trooper is made to sound like a new type of unit in the user manual, but for those of you who have played CNC Renegade, the first-person shooter game based on the Tiberian series, that was supposedly covering a period between the First and Second Tiberian Wars, then you are probably already familiar with this type of infantry unit. It sprays liquid Tiberium that chews through infantry like I chew through a pizza on a Friday night. It's also quite good at killing buildings too. It's not so fast at melting vehicles, but what it does do is reduce the speed of vehicles. And if my video editing is swish enough, you should be seeing that ability on your screen now. The Enlightened are like elite versions of the Awakened. They're bigger, tougher, they deal more damage, and they are ever so slightly really expensive. These guys have particle beams instead of hands, and an EMP weapon that disables enemy vehicles for a slightly longer short time. Magnetic mines are fun to play with. You deploy them like you would with a normal mine drop in CNC3, but these mines attach themselves to passing vehicles, much like the limpet drones in Tiberian Sun Firestorm, and they'll continually damage the vehicle until it either gets repaired or the unit blows up. The user manual says that this support power is enabled at the operations center, but it seems that that just isn't true. I built one and nothing happened. However, build an airfield and suddenly you get one. I then sold the operations centre to see if you needed both structures to use this power, but no, you don't. You only need the airfield. Perhaps it's just a typo in the manual. The supercharged particle beams upgrade is like the charged particle beams of the Black Hand, only super. Instead of a green laser like the Black Hand, you get a white hot beam that pretty much melts your enemies to the ground. This upgrade will upgrade the Venom aircraft, unlike the Black Hand who don't get any aircraft at all. This upgrade also adds the white-hot enemy melting beams to your shredder turrets and your Enlightened units. Last, but by no means least, is the cybernetic legs upgrade. It's like a pair of robotic trousers that makes you run faster. I probably could have done with a pair of these myself for PE lessons when I was back in school. To demonstrate the effect of the cybernetic legs, I've set up a race between 2 engineers, one that gets the upgrade and one that don't. It's the Marked of Kane engineer versus the Zocom engineer. And for simplicity, let's call them Mark and Zach. Okay, on your marks, get set, Go!
Okay.
And they're both off the line right away. Mark taking an early lead, Zach falling back already. This does not look good for Zach. Mark now way ahead of him. Zach might as well give up now. Look, they don't even fit on the same screen anymore. Mark surely has this one in the bag. Zach nowhere to be seen. Hey look, a squirrel. Where? I don't see one. Well, you missed it now. It was back there on a tree. Back to the race and oh look, we've reached the car park. Hey, who put that building in the shot? Honestly. And on your right, Mark, you can see a statue of my mum. Ha, only kidding, I don't even know what that is. And now we're approaching the finishing line, although there isn't actually a line, so I don't really know how to tell whether we finished or not. Let's just see when Mark stops running. Okay, Mark stopped. Where the is Zach? Well, I think it's clear that Mark and his cybernetic legs have taken the win here, and that concludes a really quite uneventful race and a really quite daft demo video for the Marked of Kane. I'll guess I'll see you in video 7, the Screen Main Faction video. This is TX, signing out.